In the beginning, there was nothing but God. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light, which he saw was good. He separated the light from the darkness. He called the light day and the darkness night. This was the first day. On the second day, God created the sky to separate the waters above from the waters below. On the third day, God gathered the waters together, letting dry land appear, which he called earth. He made plants and trees grow on this land. On the fourth day, God made the sun to shine during the day, the moon to glow at night, and the stars to twinkle in the sky. On the fifth day, God filled the waters with fish and the sky with birds. On the sixth day, God created animals to live on the land, and finally, he made humans. He created a man named Adam and a woman named Eve to care for the Garden of Eden. Everything was very good. But one day, a sneaky snake tricked Eve into eating a fruit from the tree God had told them not to eat from. Adam and Eve both ate it and realized they had disobeyed God. They had to leave the beautiful garden. Even though they disobeyed, God still loved them very much and took care of them. They had children, named Cain and Abel, who grew up and had their own story. Sadly, Cain was very jealous of Abel and did something very bad to him, which made God very sad. But God gave Adam and Eve another son named Seth. Many years later, the world was filled with people, but they were not acting kindly. God decided to send a big flood to clean the world. But he told a good man named Noah to build a big boat called an ark and take his family and 2 of every animal with him. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Noah and his family stayed safe in the ark. After the flood, God promised never to flood the whole earth again and put a rainbow in the sky as a sign of this promise. As time went on, people began to build a tall tower trying to reach the heavens. God did not like their pride and made them speak different languages. This was called the Tower of Babel, and it made the people spread out all over the world. Then God called a man named Abraham to be the father of many nations. He promised Abraham and his wife Sarah a son, even though they were very old. They had a son named Isaac, who had 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. Jacob had 12 sons, and they became the 12 tribes of Israel. One of Jacob's sons, Joseph, had a special story. He was sold by his jealous brothers. Joseph became a leader in Egypt and saved the country from a great food shortage which affected the entire region. When the famine came, Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to ask for food. They didn't know that Joseph was in charge. Joseph could have been angry with them, but instead, he forgave his brothers. Jacob brought his entire family to Egypt, and they all lived happily there. And that is the story of Genesis, a story of how God made the world and took care of his people.